I don't think that's pro-black. If you're not pro-black man and woman marrying and building strong households, baby mama's a baby mama, don't have much money she makes. Yeah. Um, then you're, but a pro-black, a baby mama can, a baby mama that makes six figures can have a kid that is raised, gets all he needs, um, is taken care of, educated, is loved. Whereas you can have a family with a black mother and a black father, and they're just functional as hell. Like this is super simplistic. Like this is beyond simplistic thinking. This thought that just black family, that's all you need. Because like once again, what policies result in black families? What policies? Because I see people keep parroting these talking points. What policies create the black family? So are you saying that you want the government to make a policy that forces if a black man gets a black woman pregnant, he has to marry her? Is that what you're saying? Because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But like these talking points about you need black families, and there's no policies that you're saying that can actually effectuate this happening. None. None. So it's, if you want to talk about that in addition to actual policies, cool. If you want to talk about that in terms of, in the church, cool. But from a secular standpoint, from a policy standpoint, how do you promote, how do you create black families? Here's what you do. Here's what you can do from a policy perspective. You can help black people economically. You can get you can work on the educational system and realize how it's failing black people so much, and you can fix that. And frankly, you probably just have to get them out of the educational system, because the educational system sucks, and it's not by accident that it sucks. And then you have to work on removing barriers to actually entrepreneurship and starting businesses and all this cronyism that exists, that's designed to keep wealth in a few hands. Black fathers can't be replaced with money, so single mama's money. Married thrice, married go like yeah, like how listen, the best thing, the lucky thing that happened with Kanye is that she knew her net worth, where it was headed, and they signed prenups so that they all kept their own money and went their separate ways. Why? Because that's your personal opinion. I didn't say you believing in traditional Western nuclear family is bad. It's just not the only way, and often anti-indigenous tradition. Yes, it's like I said, it's a very simplistic way of thinking, in terms of thinking that that's the answer to all the problems. As if you can't have two-parent homes that are toxic, that are dysfunctional, and that are not beneficial for a kid. What are you doing personally to build? Listen, like you're fixated on one talking point. Like there's okay. How is it that that's never the solution for white families? It's never the solution for white people. Like Trump, his entire campaign talking to white America, his solution was never you need two-parent homes. Because remember, the divorce rate in white families is high too. So this whole, I mean, it's only a talking point when you're talking to the black community about, we need two-parent families. How's that never a solution for white people? For white people, it's we're actually going to we're actually going to invest in this. We're going to give subsidies for this. We're going to bring more jobs to this community. We're going to improve education. We're going to, there's always tangibles. There's always specific policy goals when they're campaigning for white people. But black people, you need two-parent homes. What? That's ridiculous. It's absurd. You're spot on. We're praising Rihanna for having this baby because she can afford it. But she can afford it, and if her and ASAP Rocky aren't together, guess what? Her child can have everything that child needs. She can provide for that child. She can hire babysitters. She can have a boyfriend or whatever, or and have male figures around him or her that can give them some kind of guidance and like it's just the system is not keeping black people apart. According to your logic, black people should be getting married and having families since the government wants to stop that. But I mean, isn't it a talking point of the right that the system is keeping? Because yeah, like that's one of Candace Owens' favorite talking points, that welfare is keeping fathers out of the home. So like, can you give examples of how a system and society is waging war against black kids? Education, educational system. Just okay. If you take if you think that the educational system is harming white kids right now, because all over the country right now, you got a bunch of white conservatives claiming the educational system is a danger to their children. The system has been a danger to our kids for years. Like that's why you can't put our kids 13 years in the system, have them graduate without being able to read at grade level on par, and then say the system is doing its job. Because like all over the country, you've got school systems trying to get rid of testing. And so that they're saying, oh, we need to get rid of testing because we don't want the kids to feel bad. No, they're trying to get rid of testing because it exposes that the schools are not doing the jobs that they even claim to be doing. Now, mind you, that even the job that they're claiming to be doing isn't sufficient. They're not even doing that. So they're supposed to be teaching these certain skills which don't actually have practical application, many of them, but they're not even doing that. So they're not even giving the kids the education in science, the education in social studies, not even giving kids sufficient and accurately or even proficiently teaching these things. But on top of that, they're trying to cover it up by getting rid of standardized testing, because what it does is it exposes how ineffectual and how horrible the educational systems are. Then let's take a look at the criminal justice system, where the war on drugs exists. And the war on drugs is used as an excuse to violate people's rights and to lock up large numbers of black and brown people. So if whether you're locking up young black kids or whether you're locking up their fathers, because you keep talking about having fathers in the home, so locking up fathers, pulling fathers out of their homes and putting them in cages isn't really helping the black family. And if specifically to talk about the war on drugs, because a lot of people don't know this, and this relates to Joe Biden. One of the reasons why I hate Joe Biden, I've hated him for so long. Joe Biden actually created a law. It's known as the 100 to 1 law. It was known as the 100 to 1 law. And what that law did was, if you got caught with 5 grams, okay, if you got caught with 500 grams of cocaine, 500 grams of cocaine, you got 5 years in prison, mandatory. A mandatory 5 years in prison if you got caught with 500 grams of cocaine, powder cocaine. If you got caught under this law, if you got caught with 5 grams of crack cocaine, now remember, 500 grams of powder cocaine. If you got caught with 5 grams of crack cocaine, you got 5 years. So that 5 grams of crack cocaine was considered equal under this law to the 500 grams of powder cocaine. Guess who they were arresting for crack cocaine? Guess who they were charging with crack cocaine? Guess who, even if you only had powder cocaine, but they would go into your house, if they found baking soda, they would say, oh, you were going to turn it into crack cocaine and still charge you as if you had crack cocaine. Guess who was being targeted with these laws? If you can't guess, it was black people. Black people were being targeted with these laws.
Thank you for checking out this clip of Escaping the Echo Chamber. If you would like to check out the entire live stream, you can click on the screen now, or you can click on the link in the description below. I'll see you next time.